Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am back with a reading for the new moon in Scorpio, and I did already pull some cards from the animal spirit deck. I find that this deck is really genius for when I want to become aware of the different aspects, the different archetypes within my subconscious. So a lot of the times I think that we are not really aware of this. We're not aware of the fact that each of our different feelings, all of the different feelings that we feel, are somehow linked to a specific archetype within our subconscious. And so when we're not aware of that, it can be really difficult and confusing to understand, why am I feeling so conflicting feelings? Like, why am I feeling so much resistance? Why am I not able to move forward on the things that I want to move forward on? Things like that becomes confusing. And so I love this deck for trying to create a little bit more order within my own mind related to these feelings that are linked to archetypes in the collective unconscious. So let me show you the cards that I pulled. The first two cards that came out were the hyena together with the lamb, and then underneath the deck was the owl. And so the owl has been coming out, I think, in every reading that I've done over the past months, either in the form of the owl or in the form of a King of Swords card. And I think that this is that consciousness that we have been building that I spoke about. It's the ability to zoom out and create more order within our own mind by recognizing that feelings that we feel are linked to specific archetypes, that are linked to specific times in history, and create specific dynamics with other archetypes. And so when we have that kind of a mental understanding of this mishmash of energies, instead of being just like overwhelming and a mishmash, it's like we can pinpoint, this is that archetype, this is that archetype. So I feel that we've really been building the owl over the past months, and this is something that will continue to be building. But then we have the hyena and the lamb, and these two are very different energies. So let's look at them. I guess maybe you can already sense that there's a little bit of a dynamic here. If we look at these two cards together, we see that the hyena it's almost like the hyena is just like drooling all over the lamb. It's like the hyena wants to eat the lamb. It sees the lamb as a little snack. It's something to be eaten. It's something to be consumed. And that's really it. But if I tune into the energy of just the lamb on its own, I really get the feeling that this is a very sacred creature. This is a very sacred being. This is a being who's absolutely defenseless. It's almost like this being has chosen to manifest in a completely defenseless form so that it can be as pure as possible. That's what I'm feeling. And if you look closely at this card, you see that above the head of the lamb there is a diamond. And so this actually feels like the birth of a new type of consciousness that's happening right now within us. And if you look to the astrology right now, you see that Venus is moving into Capricorn. And I got that same message from that transit. It's like Venus moving into Capricorn is us really beginning to see the manifestation of new earth within our own bodies. It's like a new type of consciousness is emerging from within ourselves. And this type is just extremely, extremely innocent. It's the diamond light. And so with the dynamic of these two, the hyena wanting to eat this lamb because it doesn't see its value, maybe you start to recognize this dynamic within yourself, or maybe it's something that you experience in relation to others. You know, it's like on earth up until this point, there has not been a lot of respect in our collective consciousness for the innocent. You know, it's like we shit all over the innocent. We shit all over the things that cannot, in a sense, threaten us, that just are what they are and don't really hold any power over us. And so as a collective, it's like we haven't been very respectful towards this diamond light. And it's what it feels like, it's that because of this lack of respect for the innocent, this part of our consciousness has actually had to leave Earth altogether. Because if it would manifest, the second it would manifest, it would be eaten. You know, we would shut it out from inside ourselves, or if we would try to express it, someone else would shut us down immediately. You know, who do you think you are? Like, don't be a fool, right? But this, I feel, is shifting now. It's almost as if this lamb, and actually it is a little bit because of the owl, because I think that many of us are gaining this ability to observe ourselves and the dynamics that are taking part on Earth a little bit better. And we're seeing that there is a need to begin to hold more space for the things that are just pure. You know, the things that cannot actually defend themselves and stand up for themselves. And there's something about this that is bringing in this wave of healing, because I'm getting the feeling again of wanting to cry, because this is a huge trauma. And I think that it might be linked to childhood trauma for many of you. You know, it's like our innocence being taken from us in various ways, because people, you know, they just didn't respect us as children because we didn't really have any power. And that kind of experience can really, in a way, stunt our growth. You know, we have these lost children within ourselves that are stuck in this state of being frozen, not being seen, not being valued. But it feels like now, as Venus moves into Capricorn, these aspects within us are beginning to come alive. So that's why I would say be very cautious of this hyena energy within yourself. You know, if you look at this, it's like, it's an energy of not being aware of its own shadow at all. You know, it's an energy of someone that think that they know best what to do. They're not approaching themselves, other beings, or just, you know, reality in general with the sense of humbleness, of humility, of questioning, of sensing. You know, what is this? Maybe I don't know it all. Maybe I can learn something new. Maybe I can see things in a new way. The hyena doesn't do that. And it's not because it's evil. It's just because the hyena is so afraid of feeling. The hyena, it's almost like this creature has shut itself off from its own emotional body. It's all shaded. It stopped feeling because probably because it felt too much pain every time it was feeling, and so it's almost like it just tried to cut that off altogether. And now it's terrified. It's terrified of starting to feel again. And so instead of beginning to feel, it just begins to eat all of the things that are innocent, all of the things that would make us feel, because they have this kind of a radiance within them. And so it's a very special time, and I feel that it relates a lot to the astrology. You know, Mars moving into Scorpio. I feel that Mars is the hyena in this case, and the hyena is going to be forced to feel when Mars moves into Scorpio. You know, the hyena is going to be forced to see its own shadow, either by opening up to it from within, or by beginning to manifest its own shadow into its reality so that it can become aware of it like that. And Venus represents, or this lamb represents Venus moving into Capricorn. And as Venus stays in Capricorn for quite some time, I think all the way up until March, it's almost as if there is this part within us that will open up to begin to receive all of this angelic frequencies. That's what it feels like. It's such a beautiful high vibration. It feels so sacred. Again, it's like these are the vibrations that will make you cry, because you can just feel that these vibrations are so sacred, that we are so blessed to receive them, and that it's going to change our lives. You know, it's going to change our bodies, our chemistry. And so I don't think that this time, you know, it's like this time we are in a way forced to change one way or the other. But I think that tuning into the lamb, seeing if you can find this consciousness of the lamb within yourself, is gonna make that path a lot more, you know, it's like our hearts are gonna break anyway, one way or the other. But it's just like allowing them to break because of something that is so sacred and beautiful and innocent. It just feels probably way better than allowing them to break because we manifested things that we cannot even stand for, you know. And so there is a little bit of a caution here. Just again, the owl, to be aware. So quickly, I want to pull one card for the lamb and one card for the hyena to wrap up the reading, to see if there's any additional messages. So for the lamb first. Oh, wow, okay. The sun, beautiful card of the sun. And then, and underneath the deck, wow, the judgment. And then for the hyena, let's see, okay. Wow, ooh, wow. This is so powerful. The world coming out for the hyena. Underneath the deck, Ace of Swords. Right as the crow is speaking. So I feel with the hyena, this is really about see your entire world, you know, witness your entire moon. Don't let there be any shadow within you. Look at everything that you are. Don't be afraid of darker energies. I feel like it's important to accept these energies within ourselves and to claim them and to take ownership of them, because that's the way that we can know them intimately. Like I spoke about in the beginning, if you can understand the different feelings that you have, and if you can see that they are linked to collective archetypes, then it's so much more easy for our mind to recognize when they are trying to kind of play themselves out through us. And if we can become aware when these energies are trying to be played out through us, then we can say like, no, this is not who I am. This is not what I stand for. And so in a way, the hyena, it gives us a powerful potential, you know, it brings us power. Our shadow brings us power when we are able to see it, to feel it, but choose not to act on it, not to let ourselves be driven by it. And so I feel that it's not that the hyena is a negative card. It's just a card where we need to be in the driver's seat to be able to handle it in an empowering way. And I really see that support is coming through. Like with the World and the Ace of Swords, these are powerful cards. We're talking real power. So I'm super happy to see that. That's really, really promising. Yes, and with the lamp and the sun and the judgment, this might also be a lot of returning energy. Like I spoke about, that the lamp might be linked to feelings and desires, dreams that you had as a young child, or it might be linked to, you know, things, experiences that you've had in the past that you didn't really get to fully, in a way, express or live through, because it was cut short because of some kind of hyena energy, someone not taking this innocence within you seriously, either you or someone else. And because of that, kind of chasing this innocence away. Now I feel like things are gonna come back. You're gonna get a lot of second chances, or third or fourth chances. So be open to that, you know, be open to small miracles happening, things that you thought were lost coming back, memories of really sweet kind of states, feelings within you coming to the surface, and asking to be opened up kind of, and invested into, given space. These are gifts, is what I'm feeling. And they're gonna feel really, really sweet, really, really innocent. But again, we have to choose to kind of to hold back our hyena, to not let the hyena just gobble up the little lamb just because it can't see how can this lamb possibly lead to anything. So I do love this energy. I think that for those of you that are aware, this means that a lot of magic is going to come back to your lives. And I think that the part of us that is the hyena might be struggling. You know, we might be facing really hardcore emotional shifts within ourselves. But just remember that this is ultimately bringing us power. So allow yourself to go through it with it, you know, go through the emotions and don't run from them. Because I feel like on the other side of these really intense emotions, we will find these beautiful, sweet gifts. So take care, guys. I hope you're having a great new moon. Goodbye.